What's up, everybody? Welcome back to our John Deere Farm here. Today we're going to be using this beautiful 4755 with this brand new slurry spreader. And we're going to spread some slurry on the field that we're going to eventually plant potatoes in, back behind the other cow shed. So we'll go ahead and run this over here and fill up, and I'll show you. Now, this can take a lot of trips, so it might not make, great economic sense riding back and forth, but I want to at least test it out, see how it does. Also, keep in mind, we're not going to plant the whole field in potatoes. We're just going to do a little bit so that we can supplement the pig feed. Because right now, here, I'll show you in the menu. So we've got these 4 bigger pigs, and we've got these 4 young pigs. And first of all, they're going to be producing slurry, so we can use their own slurry to help. But if you look at the food, their base food is corn. And if you remember, we gave them like 30,000 liters of corn, something insane like that. I mean, 20,000 liters of corn. But then this root crop, it's only 5%, but if we could get that little bit of a boost, I think that'd be good. And it's always fun with this game to do things that you haven't done yet. So we're not going to buy a potato planter, we will lease one. And we are not going to buy a potato digger, we will lease one. And I was actually thinking, because this is a pretty big field, so I think I'll do like the top maybe third. So if you look up here along the road, it kind of narrows. Like if we follow this road, this gravel, whatever this is, I guess gravel road. I was thinking kind of, part way down the fence, maybe 8 or 10 passes worth. So I'm going to go ahead and spread this. I think this will work. Oh, we need to unfold it. But I think it will work to spread this and then plow it in. I hope that will work. Actually, let's go ahead and see what it says. So here we're at 0% fertilized, and here we're at 50%. Okay, perfect. I don't know if we need to back up a little bit because of that, but alright, here we go. No, not crooked. There we go. That should get to the edge of the field. That's what we want. We're not being real sticklers about this. If we can get a down and back and go and refill, do another down and back, and then come through and plow it, I'll be pretty happy with that. I didn't... I know some people are more into the vintage aspect of this save than others. I don't foresee being able to find a vintage potato digger, but I don't want to rent one of the big super modern things. So what I may end up using is, I think there in one of the Mod Hub type websites, there's one that's like an old Soviet digger, not very authentic to our playthrough, but we make do. I would rather have that feels a little more old-timey rather than, I mean, even if the style of the machine is not accurate to America, but at least it's like accurate to the time period, that I like that a lot. So that's my plan, if anybody was thinking about that or worried about that. It's my first time spreading slurry on this map. If anybody's interested in this slurry spreader, it was available in the in-game mod hub. It's like a Lizard brand, and you can get the model number to paint on the side, but obviously I just painted it in John Deere green and left the stock yellow rims on it, and that seems to suit us just fine here. Alright, I'm going to go ahead down to the end here and turn it around. I'm actually super surprised to see that we did a down and back in 60%. So content with that. We'll follow this back down, then it'll probably be empty. We're probably looking at 3-4 loads worth, and that'll be good. Potatoes, for those of you that have grown potatoes in this game, you know you don't need a huge field to get a pretty substantial yield of potatoes. Actually, I might just do 2 tankers. That'll get us our third of the field, I think. Honestly, once you get, because there's so many rows of potatoes, once the digger that I have in mind, if I can find it, we'll be digging them up and then they'll just lay on the ground. So we'll have to come through with the 40-20 in the bucket and take bucket loads worth, load them into. We'll use the Kill Bros if that'll work. If not, we'll have to rent a wagon, and that's going to be what we call a painstaking process. So I'm actually going to try to get this spot right here, just since we only have a little bit left. And then I'm gonna try to get that section that I skipped down here at this end, and then we'll go snag one of the bigger tractor, well, the other big tractor, and we'll put the chisel plow on it, and we'll get a worker going on that while I do another load of manure. Alright, perfect. Actually, I want to look real quick here and see. Potatoes go in, oh sweet, in March, so next month. Perfect timing. And sorry, I keep doing this. Sorghum in April, perfect, because I think we want to plant some sorghum. And then I think I said soybeans, so we can do those in April as well. Good deal. I don't remember how much slurry we have, but I remember it being quite a bit, because we've had, 25 cows making mess for several months now. And yes, I realize I left those hay bales out. Here's the problem. I'll tell you guys the problem. The problem is what I do is I play this game and I record. And I get really excited about it, and I have all these grand plans, and I tell you guys, we're doing this and we're doing that, and isn't it great? And then I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. And then I end the recording. And then I go and do everything else in my life, right? Like you guys, I have things going on in my life. And I meant to do X, Y, and Z on the save in between recording sessions, but then those real life things happened in the meantime, and I didn't get a chance to play. And so then I come back and I'm recording, and I'm like, crap, I didn't do those things. And I don't want those things to be in the episode, but I need to, figure out what I'm doing. Okay, I see 1 chisel plow. I thought I had 2. I mean, I only need the 1 for right now, but do I have 2? Am I crazy? Don't answer that. Plows. 1. All right. Well, maybe I sold the other one. Maybe I just had leased it. Some of these fields are pretty ginormous though, so I may end up buying another one. Or maybe we find a different plow. But tell me this isn't like the perfect setup for tillage on this size farm. I mean, maybe it could be like 1.5x this size, but really, I don't think it could be much bigger. This is, for this size farm, perfect. Now for Farm Sim, we do tend to be a little unrealistic in our sizing, but I think this is perfect. So, looking good, looking good. All right. I'm going to put that on a worker. Keep her nice and straight. Let's get this field plowed up. That's going to be what? That's going to be a lot of down and backs, so we should be able to catch up. Let's check out how much slurry there is in the cow. Oh, 40,000. All right, that's very good. The productivity is at 0, but they have TMR. Help me understand, gang. Help me understand. What did I do wrong here? They have plenty of TMR. No explanation of why their health is so low. Numbers, effectiveness of the respective food. Yeah, 100%. And they have plenty. Maybe I did that off screen. Maybe they were at 0 and it like hasn't registered yet. I don't know. Or did I do that at the end of the last episode with you guys? I don't quite know. In any event, we're going to do this and then we'll see what the time is looking like. I might do another batch of TMR for them and let you guys see that. I don't know. But if they ever get their act together and actually produce another 25 calves, we'll be bringing them over here, and then we're going to have a full-time job feeding these girls. That's going to be a lot of hay. But fortunately, we have a hay field right there, so that'll work. All right. I'm thinking we're going to get a couple trips on this. We're going to have to keep an eye on the plow guy, though, to make sure that we stop him. Maybe what I'll do once I get this done is do the lower bit so that he doesn't just keep plowing the whole rest of the field. This is a sweet little setup. Let's see if we can get a little screener there. I don't know if we'll use it, but better to have it and not need it, you know what I mean? Hey, I'll tell you what, if you're sticking around, it's a 13-minute mark, and you're still with me, what I would love for you to comment down below is your favorite Farm Sim YouTuber. So who do you watch? Who do you like to watch? Do you watch Kedrick? He does similar kind of realistic North American farms. Do you like Daggerwin? Do you like DJ Goham? Do you watch things like Farm Sim News? Be curious to hear any of that kind of stuff. I like to get to know the people that watch my videos. I know there's a handful of you guys that leave comments fairly consistently. I have to say, I love that. And if you notice, the videos that have 4, 5, 6 comments on tend to have greater, higher views, because YouTube does pay attention to that. So when you leave comment just like, hey, I love that tractor or whatever, like, farm's looking nice, do this to take care of your cows, I suggest that tractor, the color of your truck is stupid, you should repaint it, whatever, anything like sharing your opinions like that is actually super helpful in one way, because then I can tweak my content in the way that you guys want, but in another way because it lets YouTube know that people are genuinely engaging with it, which, if you've ever spent time just like putzing around watching random farm sim videos on YouTube, you'll know that there are a lot of folks that they don't have a theme, they don't have a plan, they just play the game, and I try to bring you guys something special with the vintage play style. I try to bring you unique mods, things that you might not see other places, because I want it to be enjoyable. I want it to be fun. I want it to be unique. Honestly, 90% of why I play Farm Sim the way I do, or like create the way that I do, is because this is what I always wanted out of the game. When I played 15 and when I played 17, I always thought, man, it would be so cool to have a vintage farm. To run a vintage dairy farm like the ones that I grew up around. Wouldn't that be great? I thought that. And I always thought, as much fun as it is to run a $250,000 brand new tractor, I always thought it'd be cool to run these kind of older vintage style and see where that goes. And here we are. Here we are. A couple years later, here we are. So, all right. Now, I could do more, but I think this is going to be plenty of potatoes. So I'm not going to do more slurry at this current moment. I'm going to hop in that chisel plow tractor, do this bottom section here, like square it off, and then we'll put it back on a worker. I'm just going to park the 4755 right here. Pardon me while I tab to that tractor. All right, now we're gonna say thank you, and I'm gonna take over. I love using this tractor for this kind of work because all you have to do is line it up between the two duals on the left side, and it'll go nice and straight. Pretty sweet gig. Alright, so this is where at the end here, I'm going to go to the end, and then I'm going to cut the wheels and go down the edge. And then I'm going to turn here. That's fine. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm going to do a little like gradual. It's not going to be a perfectly square potato patch, but we'll get that manure and then just come on up like so. Those are some brave crows down here where these big tractors are going. They're not scared. The other thing that'll be good about using this plow on the field is that it will provide weed control, so we won't have to spray. If you just cultivate, then you need to do something to deal with the weeds. But we won't have to. So that's another helpful thing. Alrighty. So we'll get that on a worker. Sorry, I forgot to warn you that I'm gonna tab over. We want to get that guy. So I think what we determined was 1 silage bale, 2,000 liters of straw, and then just toss the hay bale in, regardless of how much is in the hay bale. Up, down, down, back. Not quite like that. What the heck, dude? I'm running out of mouse pad here because it's just not working. Alright, this is fine. Okay. Now, I guess since those other 2 bales are over there, we can take this over. And again, I apologize for these silage bales being so wild. It was never my intention. Okay. So this is going to be a little bit tricky because I think these are about 4,000. Level out. These are about 4,000 liters, so I'm going to have to put in part way. Oh, they're 8,000. Okay. I remembered that incorrectly. But that's good because we can get 4 batches of TMR out of each bale. So this is going to be... Oh, it's going already. And... that's pretty good. Because it's 82, so... It's just under 2,000 liters, which is good. We don't want much more than 2,000 liters. That would be bad. Alright, level that out. Pick this guy up. Oh, that's 7,200 also. Those are big bales. I like that. Very good, very good. I think my next John Deere farm, I'm going to use the small square baler. That's what I think. Alright, you guys, you can have that. So, I haven't hammered it out yet, but I think the next 2 saves, we're still going to do like a John Deere farm and a case, but maybe not the old farmalls, as much as I like using those, but we kind of did that with the Case IH farm on Calmlands. But I was thinking I might do a John Deere farm using some of the John Deeres that we haven't used yet. Like there's a John Deere A, old school A, on the mod hub that I would like to use, stuff like that. So I don't know, that might all change. Give it a week or so and I might run across some other mod that I didn't think of before. I don't know how many of you guys watched last year's Christmas special, but I did an hour-long special on the Griffin, Indiana map with Oliver tractors, and I had a blast setting that up. So there's a part of me that's like, you know what, maybe we just hop back on that and do some, do like a 20-episode series, play a couple years of that. I don't know, I might. But I think I'm going to go ahead and leave the 40/20 in there. Cows seem happy, they're mooing at me. The productivity number is still stuck, but we finally got our capacity back up. So I think that's going to be good to go. Wow, 19,000. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for checking out the episode. We got a little bit done here. Work is still going, and next time we'll be advancing to March and getting some potatoes in the ground. We'll see you then.